Baseball is one of the most popular sports in the world. Digging around a little on the internet, I found that it currently ranks third in popularity within the United States and remains in the top 10 in the world. With that sort of popularity comes a variety of ways to bet on baseball games. Run-line betting is a popular option for those looking to place wagers on baseball games. In run-line betting, the favored team must win by a certain number of runs, while the underdog can either win outright or lose by less than the set number of runs. While run-line betting can certainly be a fun and at times profitable way to bet on baseball, successful run-line betting demands strategy and knowledge, just like most things do. So what is run-line betting? Before we dive into the 9 tips for successful run-line betting, we should first summarize what a run-line exactly is. If I were to put run-line betting into a simile, I would say that the run line is to baseball as the point spread is to football. It is a form of spread betting where a handicap is applied to the favored team, which means they must win by a certain number of runs to cover the spread. Conversely, the underdog team is given a head start in the form of extra runs, which means they can lose the game but still be considered a winning bet if they stay within the run line. Run lines are typically set at 1.5. The underdog's odds will appear as plus 1.5, and the favorite's odds will appear as minus 1.5. Each team's payout will be adjusted appropriately and differ. For example, if the New York Yankees are favored to win a game against the Boston Red Sox by 1.5 runs, then a run-line bet on the Yankees would require them to win the game by 2 or more runs for the bet to be considered a winner. Conversely, a run-line bet on the Red Sox would be a winning bet if they either win the game outright or lose by only 1 run. To practice successful run-line betting, it is important to understand the factors that can impact the outcome of a game. Such factors are team statistics, pitching matchups, and even weather conditions. Okay, without further ado, here are the 9 tips for successful run-line betting. Without doubt, and obviously, studying both teams before placing a run-line bet is essential. Factors such as team records, statistics, and recent performance should be considered when analyzing teams. For example, a team with a strong offense and a weak pitching staff may be more likely to win by a larger margin, making them a good candidate for a run-line bet. On the other hand, a team with a strong pitching staff and a weaker offense may be more likely to win by a smaller margin or even lose outright, making them a riskier choice for a run-line bet. Consider pitching matchups. Pitching matchups can have a significant impact on run-line betting. It's important to look at each team's starting pitcher and even their performance against the opposing team. For example, if a team's starting pitcher has historically struggled against a particular opponent or in a certain ballpark, they may be more likely to give up more runs than usual, making them a good candidate for a run-line bet. Alternatively, if a team's starting pitcher has historically dominated a particular opponent, they may be more likely to win by a larger margin, making them a good candidate for a run-line bet. Look for value. Finding value is important to successful sports betting, and run-line betting is no exception. In run-line betting, value can be found in a variety of ways. One such way is to find favorable odds or lines. For example, if a sportsbook offers a run line with a lower set number of runs than other sportsbooks, that may be a good value bet. Additionally, if a team's run line odds seem higher than they should be based on their performance, that may be a good value bet as well. Practice bankroll management. Bankroll management is an essential part of successful sports betting. It's important to set a betting budget and stick to it, as well as avoid chasing losses or making impulsive betting decisions. In run-line betting, although the run line is typically minus 1.5 or plus 1.5, it's also important to verify this with the particular sportsbook you are wagering through. Consider the size of the set number of runs, as larger run-line bets can be riskier than smaller ones. Practicing effective bankroll management can help bettors avoid significant losses and increase their chances of long-term profitability. Advanced statistics can provide valuable insights for run-line betting. Metrics such as run differential, bullpen ERA, and park factors can all be useful when analyzing teams and making run-line bets. Run differential, which is the difference between the runs a particular team scores and the runs they allow, can be particularly useful for run-line betting. Teams with high run differentials may be more likely to win by larger margins, making them good candidates for run-line bets. The bullpen ERA can also be useful, as a strong bullpen can help protect a lead and preserve a run-line win. Finally, park factors, which measure how hitter or pitcher-friendly a ballpark is, can help bettors evaluate how a particular park may impact run-line betting. Discipline is key to many things, and successful sports betting is no exception. Bettors should avoid making impulsive bets or chasing losses, as these behaviors can lead to significant losses. Instead, it's important to stick to a betting budget and bet with discipline. Bettors should only place bets that have been thoroughly researched and analyzed. Handicappers should avoid making bets on hunches or gut feelings. Line movements can provide valuable insights for run-line betting. If a line moves in favor of a particular team, it may indicate that bettors are placing large wagers on that team, which could be a sign of value. Conversely, if a line moves against a particular team, it may indicate that bettors are placing large wagers against that team, which could be a warning sign. Monitoring line movements can help bettors identify trends and find value bets. Weather conditions can impact run-line betting in a variety of ways. For example, if a game is played in a particularly windy ballpark, it may impact how far balls are hit, potentially impacting run-line bets. Similarly, if a game is played in particularly hot or humid conditions, it may impact how pitchers perform, potentially impacting run-line bets. Bettors should consider the impact of weather conditions when making run-line bets. I truly feel that keeping records of all bets placed is an essential element to successful sports betting. By tracking wins, losses, and profits, bettors can identify which strategies are working and which ones are not. Additionally, tracking bankroll growth over time can help bettors stay disciplined and avoid impulsive betting decisions. By keeping detailed records of all run-line bets placed, bettors can increase their chances of long-term profitability. In conclusion, run-line betting can be a fun and potentially profitable way to bet on baseball. By understanding the basics of run-line betting, by studying teams, studying pitching matchups, finding value, practicing effective bankroll management, utilizing advanced statistics, betting with discipline, monitoring line movements, watching for weather conditions, and keeping detailed records, handicappers can increase their chances of success in run-line betting.